slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you want.
Hey team, hope you're all doing well. Today's topic, I want to go over how to prepare for a race mentally. And mental training is probably one of the most important aspects of your preparation as an athlete. So often we spend so much of our time focused on the physical training. And yes, it is vital in order to run faster times or on the track or on the roads. But you have to visualize what you want to do far in advance. You have to see yourself achieving the goal that you have in mind well in advance. And I've always emphasized the importance of implementing both mental training as well as physical training into your routine. And the majority of the world-class athletes that I've trained with and lived with over the years definitely combine both of these. And it doesn't take a lot of time and effort in order to mentally rehearse, okay? It could be just, a few minutes before you go to bed at night, or when you first get up in the morning, just seeing yourself performing at a very high level. If you have a specific time goal that you have in mind, I think it's very important that you see yourself crossing the finish line with that goal time on the clock. Okay, when I was a 2:43 marathoner, I had envisioned prior to starting my block, my 10-month block of training, going into that, seeing myself running under what my goal was at that time was 2 hours, 22 minutes. It was the USA Track and Field Olympic Trials B standard time. And it was the minimum time that I needed to run in order to be a legitimate member of the U.S. Army World Class Athlete Program. Now, that was back in 2007. I ended up running 2:19:35, breaking the USA Track and Field Olympic Trials A standard time, which back then was 2 hours and 20 minutes flat. Obviously, now in 2024, things have drastically changed. You have to run a minimum of, I believe, 2:09:40, somewhere around there, to get into the U.S. Army World Class Athlete Program now. Okay, so it's not just meeting an Olympic Trials A standard time now, or even meeting the U.S. Olympic A standard time, which is 2 hours, 15 minutes flat. You have to run under 2 hours and 10 minutes now in order to get that standard. But I was always visualizing myself achieving the type of time that I was aiming for well in advance. Okay, so mentally preparing for your race is more than just physical preparation. Okay, so if in the past all you've really focused on in preparing for your races is just your physical training, start spending more, 10 to 15 minutes daily, seeing yourself passing people in the race, running relaxed, running in control, getting across that finish line with your goal time in mind. And it's not going to be an easy process. Running definitely takes, and I've been there, I've lived it. Like the majority of my life has been spent living like a Spartan lifestyle. Okay, you have to choose in this sport whether you want to be good, average, or great. And greatness demands so much more than the average individual realizes. Okay, if you're not willing to put in several years and even over a decade of work in order to get what you want in this sport, you're just going to continue to train and be lukewarm in the sport. It's your decision how badly you want success in this sport. So mentally preparing for your race, even years in advance, seeing yourself doing something that right now you just simply don't think you're capable of doing, that's something you have to go after. Okay, it's like me at 47 years old, visualizing myself running under 2 hours and 19 minutes. Okay, going after a time that I ran when I was 31 years old. Okay, it's crazy, but it's something I still visualize. Okay, it's not impossible. Okay, if other athletes around the world can do it, then so can you. But you have to minimize the distractions that you have going on in your life. If you're focusing too much on, I'm not hitting the splits, the miles per mile splits or per kilometer splits that I was aiming for in my tempo runs right now. If you're focusing on a few bad races, hey, this is part of the sport. Okay, you're going to get challenged, you're going to get tested. every single workout, every single race, whether good or bad, is still a step in the right direction going toward the goal that you have in mind. Okay, so in order to answer the question of how to mentally prepare for a race, make sure that you are locked in on what you want. You stay relaxed as you possibly can in training and going into your race. Okay, the less amount of muscular and mental tension that you're feeling, the better performance you're going to have. And I always tell athletes, make training the most difficult part of your preparation. Okay, the race itself is a celebration of all the hard work you've put in. When you go into that race feeling tapered and you've dropped your volume, you've dropped your intensity, let your competition stress out. Okay, you can't control what every other athlete around you is feeling. Okay, of course, we'd all want everybody to feel as relaxed and ready as possible, but the only thing that you can do personally is stay as relaxed as you can, be as confident as you can in your training, and make sure that during that build-up, those several months, especially if it's a 1,500 or 5K, a 4-month block of training is solid. If it's a longer race, like you're training for a 10,000 on the track or a 10,000 on the roads, or a half marathon, these longer build-ups is key, okay? 24 weeks, 20 to 24 weeks. That is the way to go, okay? You're not rushing your fitness. You're spending more time on a daily basis visualizing yourself succeeding, okay? You're not dwelling so much of your energy on past performances or workouts that didn't go exactly the way you want them to, okay? That's the way it's going to go in the sport. You're going to have workouts, you're going to have races that just aren't there yet. Okay, your physical fitness isn't there. You're not even mentally prepared to handle the types of work output that you're asking of yourself. Okay, but if you do this if you stay consistent with your training, you stay consistent with your mental rehearsal. You're spending a few minutes daily, every single day, visualizing. Close your eyes, turn off the devices. Again, the best time to do this is when you go to bed at night or when you first get up in the morning. Okay, just spend a few minutes visualizing yourself performing at a very high level, passing people, performing consistently, running the splits, hitting the time splits that you want in the race, seeing yourself passing the 20-mile mark in the marathon 20 seconds faster per mile than you were aiming for, or per kilometer that you were aiming for. Seeing yourself doing those things, okay, it trains the mind, it trains the subconscious mind to prepare itself to get you the result that you're aiming for, okay? Mentally preparing is also kind of like writing down your goals and making vision boards, okay? Those are things that, help, like if you're wanting to qualify for the Boston Marathon, create some vision boards. It sounds crazy, but it's still moving toward and implementing strategies and doing things that's beyond just mentally rehearsing, but actually doing something, making a vision board, Boston, make create some pictures or find some pictures of top runners running on the Boston Marathon course, visualizing yourself doing what they are doing. Okay, this is very, very important, and writing down the goals that you want. Carry those around in your purse or in your wallet. If it's a specific time goal that you have in mind, actually write that down. Okay, again, these are little things that will go a long way in the end. Now, without a doubt, you have to put in the physical training. You have to make sure that you're training sufficiently below your goal race pace to make that goal race pace to feel easier. Also, the mental rehearsal. I mean, obviously, you can't just mentally train and see yourself breaking a specific time, whether it's on the track or on the roads, without putting in the physical work. But if you're combining both the physical training as well as the mental training, that is going to help you succeed in the sport. And you have to want it. You have to desire success and be willing to put in the work long enough and be willing to outwork and outsmart your competition in order to make big jumps in the sport. Okay, I started running in 1992, and I didn't run my fastest times for 5K until I was 32 years old. I ran 14:18 on the roads, 15:19 on the track when I was a collegiate athlete. My coach would always go on my case. He said, "You should be well under 5,000. You should be well under 15 minutes for 5,000 meters." I didn't break 15 minutes until several years after college. Okay, so it's that consistent work. Okay, I didn't run my fastest marathon until I was 31 years old. So from 1992 all the way to 2007, it took me that much time to run a 2:19 marathon. But I was always visualizing running at that type of effort for several years in advance. Okay, so how to prepare mentally for a race. You see yourself getting under that specific time you're aiming for, and you think about goals that are beyond what you think you're currently capable of. You have to dream big, you have to believe big, and make big goals, make challenging goals, make goals that are going to test you both mentally and physically and get you outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful for all of you that are preparing for your races and thinking of some more strategies in terms of getting to the next level. Start implementing mental rehearsal into your routine. You will start making significant jumps in your training if you do. Feel free to leave me a comment below. If you have any other questions or concerns, anything that's on your mind, check out the resources below these videos as well as on RunDreamAchieve.com, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.